Yeah, and I'm super giving.
When we found you wandering the streets a year ago,
on.
you're like, I don't care about anything. And I'm like, you'll be back. You'll be back on the dark side with the rest of us with feelings and emotions and caring.
Yeah.
That is human nature.
Yeah.
We block things out because we've been hurt or because we don't understand things or we don't want to deal with it or whatever.
Yeah.
But at our core, other than a very, very small percentage of people who completely lack empathy or feeling or emotion, we're wired to care.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Today in the studio, I've got the OG co-host, Amy.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Life is just.
I don't know. Don't leave me hanging.
Life is interesting. I'm very excited about today's episode because I have a lot I want to cover.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about listener letters.
Exactly.
I've got a lot of really interesting listener letters today, and to help us with this is our future musical star, Sabrina. She was on an episode earlier, and she sang Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna. Don't leave me hanging here. I'm not the singer.
Well, it's Aruba, Bahama.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. You skipped a place, a destination.
Oh. Yeah.
We can't do that.
But Sabrina's actually released music, but, you know, that's under her music name.
That's awesome.
Sorry, guys.
She might be using an alias here.
It's not under Sabrina.
No, so if you look up new music by Sabrina, it's not her. Well, thanks for joining us today, Sabrina.
Thanks for having me.
Anyway, Sabrina is filling in today, and I really appreciate her coming. And we're going to read some listener letters. Now, Sabrina is not a sugar baby. Mm-mm. Sabrina barely knows anything about sugar babies and sugar daddies. Actually, we had a really good episode with you. I have gotten so much feedback, and I am actually recommending that episode to almost anybody that contacts me. You heard it, didn't you, Amy? The questions and answers from...
Oh, yeah, you weren't there that day.
Yeah, but you listened to it, and you said it was really good.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Yes, it was great. It was so good.
No, you did. You gave
remember
me good feedback.
Everything. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. You'd have to jog my memory. You know how my memory
But
is.
it was such good questions about the lifestyle that, quote unquote, normal dating people have.
Sugar friends.
That was
Sugar
the
friends.
one with Taylor and
Angie. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. I remember the episode, don't remember the questions.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've gotten a lot of questions from our listeners, and I want to go over those today. I've got a whole inbox full on both our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com, and Instagram. I'm getting a lot of messages on Instagram.
Ooh.
And guys, if you really want to get a hold of me quickly, that's the way to do it. I have
Instagram?
I have the settings, and it just pings my phone immediately. So I look down, I think I have a message from whoever, because it had the same ringtone. So I look down or the same notification tone.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go over a couple of these. Matter of fact, I just got one today. All right. It says, this one's from Jessica. Hey guys, I've been listening to some of your episodes from late 2021. I'm really enjoying them. One thing I'm really noticing is that your opinion is that people have a hard time moving from the sugar dating world to the normal dating world and being monogamous. I know I wrote earlier talking about a different flavor or sugar baby for a couple years while in college. As someone who spent time in the sugar dating world and now is happily married, I definitely have a different opinion. I'm extremely happy with my husband and couldn't imagine sharing him or sharing myself. I'd love to share my story of being a plus-size sugar baby while in college and my experience with different men and how I moved back to normal dating and relationship. Amy, do you think it's possible to go back?
I do, yeah.
You kind of yearn for that a little, don't you?
I do.
But it's one of those things, though, that when you go back, then you want to go back. And then it's like, you know what I mean? Like the grass is always greener.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just a matter of, for me, it's just a matter of when I make that move, that's it for me, right? Yeah. So that's how I operate. I either give it up my all, or I mean, like maybe if that relationship ends, then I'll be like, well, why not a flavor? I guess whatever, get over the pain and hurt of that breakup. So, like I said, if you listen to past episodes, it takes me a really long time to break up with somebody because I am like just a really emotional. I don't know. I get really emotionally attached to people, so
it happens.
Breakups take a long time. So I think it's possible. I mean, I still hold out. I'm holding out for it. But
what about you?
Yeah, I still swipe right. I still check my Bumble account every now and then. I still check Tinder, although I don't take that one seriously. I'm on Match.
Do you think
Hinge.
it's possible to find it on this site? Because I had a gentleman that who had said something similar to me like a couple days ago, and he was wondering if it was possible as well. So turns out him and I had dated at one point, like I don't know, past year and a half, 2 years ago or whatever. And he was
heartbroken.
He was pretty heartbroken, I guess, and
he developed some feelings for you.
Yeah. So,
but you were in a different time then.
A little bit, but I don't know. It just was like I felt really bad, but he had heard the show and he kept saying, he was like, oh my gosh, I didn't put two and two together, and then he put it together, and and he wanted to like try to rekindle stuff, but that's not going to happen. So I feel really bad about that, but it's the truth. So
yeah. All right, another letter here.
Okay,
we're gonna go through them rapid fire because I've got quite a few. I want to get in as many as I can. Marcus, hello. This is Jade from good old Missouri. I'm the plus size one sugar baby. That needs to be my tagline, doesn't it? I want to be on your show and give the perspective of a plus-size sugar baby who is also an older sugar baby. I actually have a secret about that. I know. Don't lie about your age. I can talk about that too. I can also talk about what it's like to be a sugar baby in the Midwest. Why are PPMs so low there? I wonder what they are.
Yeah,
I mean Midwest, you're talking what?
I was thinking Chicago, like... I mean, when I was in Chicago,
from St. Louis.
Oh yeah, when I was in Chicago, I was getting like 2,000.
Well, that's what per meat.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina's eyes lit up. Did you see her eyes? How big they got?
No, I was looking this way. So no.
She's like, you can't be serious.
No, I'm dead serious. Yeah, that's what I was getting. Anywhere between, I think the lowest I ever got was maybe 1,000, but that's
in Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
And
then DC was this. I mean, DC is everyone knows the DC thing.
So I know
I was younger though,
yeah.
So that had something to do with it. My face wasn't.
I know they asked Sabrina last time if she would ever consider being a sugar baby. She said, "Oh, I thought about it a couple times, but no, I think I'll stick to regular dating."
Yeah.
Do those numbers kind of entice you a little?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
No. It's. I think
your love cannot be bought.
No.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just dating with a financial component to it.
Well, I mean, one could argue that there are relationships that are like that anyway.
Yeah. I know on Brian's show, when Brian was on our show, he says, it's pretty much all sugar dating. If I'm not buying them shit, they're not going out with me.
Right.
Which I thought that was a pretty funny statement.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. All right. She goes on. Why is it risky to be a sugar daddy in this city especially? Regarding being plus size, what are some of the challenges we face? How do we best market ourselves? Why is honesty the best policy? Why do we have to go the extra mile and work harder on our hair, makeup, clothing, accessories, personality, and intellect? Are we okay being a fetish sugar baby? Well, she's got a lot in here. So
let's address this slowly. Okay. So first of all, everyone has a different flavor, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So this past week, I have gone on 3 dates, and they all 3 ended up horrible. I ended up calling you the other night, bawling my eyes out.
You were in tears. Yeah, it was very emotional.
Like, that bad?
Well,
yes,
caveat, she did have 3 glasses of wine, the emotions were a little heightened.
Yeah, but it just I've been on 3 dates. So what has kind of happened is the one of the guys that I'm dating, we had to take a break, right? So I'm back out there looking, and it has been so hard this time around. I don't know why.
Amy's feeling a little desperate. She's got...
I wouldn't say desperate.
Yeah, but you've got rents coming up. You're in school. You are working.
Yeah.
But you're not making enough.
I'm an intern.
Cover everything.
Yeah,
You're still getting paid.
I still get paid, but it's internship wages, which sucks. So I'm gonna I've kind of got that figured out now. Like I'm just gonna have to take out I'm just gonna have to take out school loans. Like there's just unfortunately there's no way I can get around it. I don't want to just I'm not I am not sharing that. I'm sharing that on the podcast. I do not share that on the dates or anything. I actually have to pep myself up and I'm I'm feeling very confident because I get dressed. I do all the hair and makeup. And
she has been offered amounts that are staggering, but she's holding to her guns. She's not out there.
Yeah. The other night I was offered $3,000.
Yeah.
Per meet?
For that night,
yeah. But he wanted him to come up to her hotel room, and they had just met, and she didn't feel comfortable doing that, so she didn't do it.
Yeah, good.
So that's, like I said, I wasn't there. For me, I have to I actually date people. I will say my average is probably 3 to 4 dates before anything will happen. If it happens before then, I've either been drinking, or
That's the key.
Or
everybody listen up.
No,
There's the key to that line.
No, or it's we've been talking for a while. We've honestly probably been talking for several weeks, and the date has gone so well that I just know it's gonna work, right? There's really
chemistry, there's a spark,
there's everything, right? Everything's there. I'm feeling it all, and so I'm fine with it. I'll regret it probably the next day, thinking, "Oh my God, is this guy going to ghost me?" Because you know how that can go. And has happened to me. Actually, it happens less through this type of dating than it has for me through traditional dating. So people just tend to see me when I do get dolled up. I feel like I can get pretty dolled up. I can look pretty good.
I've actually taken her shopping and had her do her makeup and for a date before.
Yeah. Fun. So I can get she
looks like a little princess.
Yeah, I can look pretty good. But otherwise I'm pretty, I don't know, girl next door, right? I'm nothing too special, but when I put on the effort, I can.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? That's most girls. That's 95% of women.
Except for the girls in Scottsdale.
They just put in the effort every day.
Every single day. But that's what that's their life. And there's nothing wrong with that. I really don't have any issue with it. It's not for me. In my world, I can't look like that because I'm already getting looked at as a female anyways. Without anything on. This is
without anything on? Well, no wonder you're getting looked at like that.
No. Fuck you. Ouch. Damn.
There's the sugar daddy jokes right there.
Yeah. Jokes for days.
No, I'm talking about work.
Okay.
Yeah, not.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Oh, gotcha. I was dear
just kidding.
Lord.
That one went right over Nina's head.
I'm sorry.
I got it.
Okay. Wow, okay. No, it's fine. Yeah, sorry. So it just, I would say, every girl has to try. So whether you're plus size, I think what's harder being I'm not big, but I'm not plus size. I'm not overweight. I'm not super skinny. I feel like sometimes, and I'm not trying to be be biased here, but I feel like it's harder for me because usually where I'm at, I think I'm an 8, maybe. So when you're an 8, the guys want the 9s and 10s, right?
I don't know. I think you're a little more popular than you realize because 9s and 10s get intimidating to a point.
Yeah.
8s are more comfortable. 7 and 8s are more comfortable to be around.
Well, who the fuck?
I think.
But I think, when you're in a guy's perspective, right? If you're paying for a girl's time, you're going to want that 9 or 10, right? You're not going to give a fuck if she's uncomfortable or not. Right? And honestly, think about it.
Yeah, no.
You're going to want that 9 or 10.
You're right.
You're not, the 8s are what you
it depends.
Date.
I think some guys will care if they're comfortable or not, regardless.
Yeah.
And then some won't. But I probably more so than not.
on
Like
this
they
type
will,
of
on this type of
dating.
platform. Yeah,
Right. Exactly. So
Do you think
and then
the guy's
plus,
expectations are a little too high here?
I don't think that anyone's expectations are too high. I think there's somebody out there for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's harder. She's talking about how she has to put in all this
Yeah,
effort.
she's plus size, so
Yeah.
she's got some initial challenges because
We all have initial challenges, though. It's about, like, how much effort do you want to put in? These Scottsdale girls, I promise you, they probably, I don't know what their mental state is, but from what I've heard, it's probably really hard. Like, they're having to all compete with each other. They're having, like, what the shit that they have to go through every single
Arizona
day.
State is is actually the top sugar baby university in the world.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes,
and
serious.
Arizona.
How do you even? Where does that information come
Seeking
from?
put it out. Actually,
Oh,
they
really?
have a list of the top. I'll
my
read it here real
gosh.
quick. It's very interesting.
Yeah. So the top, like, that's in the top. So you're competing, like, they're having these, like, as we get older, the Scottsdale women are having to compete with the college girls, that look like. So, I mean, everyone has to deal with their own challenges. I'm not like being plus size. I have several friends that are plus size, and I get their struggle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, for them, I think that if you're true and you're not trying to, like, get dressed up. We all have to get dressed up. Like, that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot. I've played around with it. I've, like, gotten a little less dressed up, and the reactions are completely different.
Interesting.
Like 100% different. I am not afraid to socially experiment.
In what way are they different?
So it just, like, the demeanor of the men changes. Like, everything can change. So, okay. So one day I decided to set up an experiment. I went on, and I do, like, social experiments actually a lot. So
That's fun.
I went on 2 dates in one day. I went on a, like, lunch date, and for that date, I was a little less dressed up. I wore jeans, I wore a cute top, and I wore just a little bit of makeup, right? My hair was okay, right? And this guy, he was good. I would say they both had kind of the same personality, right? And it was very interesting, just based talking on them. To me, they were both they were the same caliber of men, right? The one at lunchtime, like, he seemed so fucking disappointed because, like, on my website, I'm really dressed up. I'm in a dress. I'm,
your
like,
profile.
I'm dolled. Yeah. Like, I'm dolled up, whatever. He was, like, super. It was not like I was, like, underdressed up. It was just like, okay, well, it looked like I had just gotten off work.
You know what's
So
fun?
he felt like catfished almost.
Well,
No, not catfished, but he was, like, his reaction, like the sexual reaction wasn't, it was there first, and then all of a sudden it wasn't there.
Well, what's funny about Amy's profile, and I even told her this when I met her, she shows me her pictures, and I see her in real life, and I'm like, wow, these don't even look like you.
I want to see.
Then I went and got her dolled up.
Yeah.
They looked exactly like her.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so she is a completely different person, all dressed up and dolled up. Like, she looks completely different.
So I am catfishing.
No, that really is you, dolled up.
Yeah, but
It's
not what they
catfishing.
expect.
Yeah,
Isn't that what
but-
catfishing is? It's when your picture doesn't represent what you actually look like.
Well, to a point, a lot of times when people show up for me on a first meeting, they are much heavier, right? Amy just showed
Oh,
Sabrina
look at
her
those
pictures.
eyes.
Now, would you look at those and say, that's the same person?
Yeah, you do look totally different.
Yeah, she looks, and I'm telling you, but
So
when she
that's
does
my
her
fault
makeup
then.
and she gets, but that really
Yeah.
is you. That really is you because
Yeah.
I've seen you look like that.
Looking good.
So it's
girl.
not like you're misrepresenting yourself. You really do look
oopsies.
like that. But you're just one of those that can really doll up.
Yeah.
So
going
cute.
from, like, country girl, going from, everyday pajamas, lounging around the house to
Yes,
let's go out
pajamas.
for
That's how I am.
5-star
though.
dinner.
I understand.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. You look all beachy and cute in this one.
Let me see. Oh, I love that one. And that's a very recent one. I just bought her that dress not too long ago.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you that's a very recent
So
photo.
Yeah.
But
And
when
then
she
I
does
have-
her hair,
I
she
have,
looks
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a little.
I have
Hair
a very
and
playful one up
Yeah.
that, like, shows off my eyes. But yeah,
like
you
that.
know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know. So it's disheartening.
But now she's sitting here with a ball cap and glasses and
Yeah, I mean, I got off work
a
earlier today.
wife beater tank top.
What, Peter? Yeah, I think it's just a tank top.
Yeah, it's not a wife beater.
Sorry, I'm from the South. It looked like.
But anyways,
Yeah.
so back to this, back to what we were saying. So everyone like has to work hard, obviously, from what but you know, like, and then so that evening I went on another date and I got a little more dressed up. And I mean, he was like right then and there, he wanted to take me home. But so for me, what sucks is it's like, wow, I did not change personalities.
You're the same
all.
person.
I'm the same person.
Right.
But it's just because a simple, like maybe had I worn a dress, you know what I mean?
I
So-
do, because I've experienced those same things.
Yeah. And
it's real.
It is very real and it's hard. And it's like, oh gosh, guys, like, okay, you really want me to like get dressed up and, you know, wear dresses, and that's fine. But what about the days where I am just getting off work?
Yeah.
What about the days like where I don't have as much time, but I would like to see you?
I think it's just in the beginning. It's like the first impression. But then once they get to know you,
The
then it
first
doesn't matter as
impression
much.
is the freaking is the pic. Like,
Why don't you
is the
include some of
size.
pictures of you just
I
being
do.
casual in there?
I have that
Okay.
in there.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel those, like the pictures I showed you guys are the pictures that I have.
I think it's important that girls show both sides of themselves and just put in their profile. I can lounge around the house and watch a Netflix with you and in total comfort, or I can dress up to go meet your friends and go to dinner.
I mean,
and show both sides of you. And that way the guys will feel like, okay, well, she showed me her dressed up side. She showed me her dressed down side.
Yeah, that.
I think that would be.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it, though. I mean, in that one picture, I have I'm sticking out my tongue, but I am wearing a sweatshirt. Like I'm wearing a sweatshirt. The other one, I'm like, it's cropped off, but it's just like a simple sweater. So, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm not showing that side. It's just, it like sucks sometimes because it's like, well, I only have so much time. I can't. I'm not a girl that just does the site. Like I can't. I can't spend 2 hours a night trying to get ready when the next day I have to be up at 4 or 5 a.m. and I have to be at work. I go to work. I go to school. I have animals to take care of. I have family members. If I'm not doing family members, like today, like he needed help. Marcus needed help and I was at work. So I was trying to like hurry up and get done there so I could go help him. You know, like I am constantly doing stuff. I'm doing this. There's a lot going
There's a
on.
lot. Yeah.
So
You're a real girl.
yeah, I'm a real person.
You're
We're
real?
We're real people.
You're not just this Instagram model that you have on your profile, these pictures you have on your profile.
Instagram model. I don't even have social media.
I know.
So that's how real I am.
That's right.
You know. Anyways, so keep going.
Let's see. I'm just going to kind of highlight on some of this so we can move on to the next
sorry,
one.
I get going.
She's
I
got,
know.
yeah,
Sorry.
but she's got a lot of good questions and wants to come on the show. So we're going to have to have this
say
one
that's
on the show.
That's a really, I'm interested to hear.
Yeah, she's like, how different is the sugar baby lifestyle in a small Midwestern city versus larger cities with larger wealth? It is different. It's going to be a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see what else. She says, this is a lot for one episode. The whole plus size thing could be an entire episode. that could be an entire series. It could be a season.
I say we should definitely invite
Yeah, I'm going to have her
on.
on. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of how much personality plays into the win-lose record for a sugar baby. How do you
think it does, that we just got done saying like it's about the freaking looks is all they care
In the
about.
beginning.
Right?
Yeah, in the beginning. But then if you're boring, like if you're hot and you're boring and every time you hang out, it's literally just like,
Pillow princess.
yeah, then,
I'll tell you, yeah, she
Right?
knows. And she's seen. I have dated plenty of 9s, 9.5s, even some that might call a 10.
Yeah, you've
I'm
dated-
not. I'm not seeing them anymore. They just don't have what I'm looking for.
yeah.
Yeah.
They just don't have like the conversation skills or just whatever.
Yeah.
You know, the bedroom skills.
And,
whatever.
you know, like for girls like that, I think that are, you know, if you are a 9 or a 10, we're not saying that you are one of those people. You're automatically one of them either. I think it's just, you know, maybe be like if you are super hot and you know that so many people like you and perhaps you're not like the guys aren't sticking around like you would like or like you would think, maybe do a little self-reflection. I feel like a lot of the girls that I've dated that have been 9s and 10s or that, you know, like when I was doing like BDSM stuff and they would come in, they didn't have a lot of self-reflection. They expected the world to kind of like bow down at their feet. So I think really just like taking that time to do a lot of self-reflection, no matter who you are.
Yeah. Male
or female.
I agree.
Yeah. It will make a difference for sure. There's one common denominator and that's you. Anyways, keep going.
All right. I've got one here from Mags. Says, I would really love if you guys did have a sugar daddy who actually likes full-bodied women. You know, we're getting that. I just picked this by random. And here's another.
Joseph liked full-bodied women.
Yeah, here's another. Yeah.
He's been with him.
I have never and will never be a stick. I have gotten lipo and gone on cleanses, and I haven't been under 195 since a child. I feel beautiful, but only hearing that they or you and guests want models or thin women is hard. I am beautiful and have so much to offer, but this makes me and so many feel less than. Either way, I will always listen and love you three. I have learned so much in how to communicate effectively, so I thank you.
Okay, so my thing on that, I am not a stick figure. I'm not a model. So when I first moved here, I was about 100. I'm short. I'm only like 5'3", 5'4". Mm-hmm. When I first moved here, the biggest that I've ever been was about 160, 165. That's a lot on my body frame. Like, surprisingly, it's not, it's a lot for me, right? Granted, I know that's not plus size, but yeah, there was a difference. I mean, it was a difference.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we make, if any of our listeners out there, I'm sorry if we come across as that's all that people want, because I feel like I'm a living, breathing example that that's not how it is. It's just a matter of, I think it's a matter of I think it is personality. I think that has a lot to do with it. Maybe your ambitions have a lot, contribute to that as well, and your goals. And honestly, understanding that there is so many different guys on this site, there's somebody for everyone.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's true.
You know, it is the majority of the time. If you do have money, I've heard this before, if you do have money, a guy may want that. But at the same time, the guys that I've ended up with, here's the thing. I'm very real with everyone. The guys that I have dated, because everyone's always so curious, because they're like, oh, you're so successful. You've been very successful at this. And I'm like, listen, the people that I've ended up with are the ones that have been on the site. They've been doing this for a while. And they all say the same thing. They're like, I have been with the girls, the typical girls that every guy starting out with wants. They have been through that already, right? They've experienced it. And they were like, it was lacking stuff.
Yeah.
Just like Marcus was saying. So the difference is I got lucky. Like, I really did. I got lucky. I was talking, I would communicate with them, and I was just being myself. And that's, I think, how it happened. It happened more organically than people think. I really did get lucky, though. Like, they were over that phase. Does that make sense? They got past that phase and they wanted something more substantial. And that's what I offer. I feel like I offer substance. And I try to be very genuine and try to be very much myself all the time. I really don't try to be somebody that I'm not. And so that's what I would say to that is, really be yourself. And it's a luck of a draw. It's the luck of the draw, to be honest with you.
I think to that point too.
Mags.
Yeah. So you said that you felt beautiful, which is beautiful, that you say, all these things and you feel beautiful. And at the end of the day, to me, I think that's what's important. And if you are plus size, but you come across as confident in who you are and you feel beautiful, then that projects and that is attractive, Yeah. So I don't know.
So I have an example. I met somebody this weekend and in Vegas. I met her on the site. She says, hey, I'm in town from Missouri or somewhere. And I'm leaving Monday. I was, just looking for something fun to do. And I didn't have anything to do today. So I contacted her and she's like, hey, why don't you go to the concert with me? We went and saw Incubus. Okay. She's
a lot of concerts.
Yeah. I love music.
Yeah, he really
I love you. And I love your music too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. But, I wrapped up what I was doing, and she'd sent me some pictures. She was somewhat attractive, but I could tell she was a little heavier. And she was my height, but she wore heels, so she towered over me. She weighed a lot more than me just because of her body frame. Mm-hmm. But she was definitely curvy. But it was fine. We had such a great time. Her personality was fantastic.
She was super attractive.
Yeah, she was very attractive. Mm-hmm. We did not have sex or anything. We just enjoyed the night. We went to the concert, and then what did we do after that? Oh, we went and had Thai food at 1 a.m. in Chinatown, which was delightful. Yeah. And they had live music there. They had a guy playing the guitar, and he was accepting requests, and it was absolutely hilarious because she gave him an Incubus song, and he played it perfectly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we got to hear a few. And she doesn't really have any problem because she's confident.
Yeah.
And she's definitely not stick skinny.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it just, preference.
Sabrina, what do you find? You're not stick skinny, but you have nice curves. Mm-hmm. Some guys want real stick skinny.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, do you I don't think you have any issue.
No, I mean, and if some guy didn't think I was skinny enough, then it's okay. Don't date me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I
actually think more guys than not, they're not looking for stick skinny.
Well, I feel like maybe social media has something to do with that.
It has a lot to do with
it. You know what I mean? Because you have the 90s where everyone was, and we were stuck on that for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then now, because of the Kardashians.
Yeah.
My God, they're
curves all of a sudden are like,
curves are just kind
that's
of
what everyone wants because it's popular now.
Yeah.
It's so funny how everybody just goes based off of what
everyone else wants.
Yeah, what's popular. It's like, oh, now that's beautiful. Back in the Pocahontas days, bigger women that's what was attractive,
right?
And I forget why, but there's reasons why.
Well, the Victorian era. Yeah. So what had happened was throughout history.
Thank you. See, she knows.
Yeah. So throughout history. What actually, being bigger is a social status, just because the pale skin.
Oh, that's right.
It's because you're well-fed, you're well-fed.
Yeah.
And if you have the lighter skin, that just means that you don't have to actually work. So that's what that was about.
Oh,
and so I think it just has always been kind of like a thing, right? So it, even in the pioneer days, actually it was a social status. If you were bigger, it was considered,
so there you go.
Yeah, a good thing. And it still is considered a good thing.
Yeah.
It's just everyone has a different preference. Mm-hmm. That's what it boils down to.
All right. Next letter. This one's from Intelligent Princess.
Ooh.
Good afternoon. I stumbled across the Seeking website entirely by accident. I was looking for a dating site where I might find local, higher quality men. I quickly learned what Seeking is all about. In my web searches about sugar daddy, sugar baby lifestyle, I came across your podcast. I'm enjoying it, though I've only been able to listen to the first few episodes thus far. Trust me, they get a lot better. Listen to the birthday show. I sent that one to somebody the other day. That's such a good episode. And episode 32 with Sabrina is fantastic.
Yeah,
so listen to that one. There. Good question and answer one. All right. I do have a question and hope for a truthful answer. Thank you ahead of time. I like this one already.
Yeah, she's an intelligent princess.
I'm in my very early 50s, but look like I'm in my 40s thank you to genetics and Botox. I am attractive, I'm educated, I have a noble career that pays my bills and expenses. I'm a divorced single mom. My career doesn't provide that much extra for me to spend on myself and teen while still trying to be financially responsible and save. I'm considering my options on this site. I have a question regarding, would an older sugar daddy care if I have scars on my body and am curvy? I had prophylactic mastectomies with implants years ago. I'll be having them redone this May. Would most sugar daddies be okay with that as long as I'm honest about it? I have a few wanting to meet me, but I'm also struggling with the idea of PPM and what to ask for. That's been a topic on the episodes of your podcast I've listened to so far. Thank you so much, Intelligent Princess.
Okay. Well, where do I start?
Yeah, are you going to start with the scars?
I can start with the scars.
Just listen to that Alessia Cara song. Scars.
Yeah, right.
Well, I went out with someone who had lost a lot of weight. She'd lost over 110 pounds. And she had skin removal scars. But she looked fantastic.
Right.
Of course, she had her issues when the clothes came off.
Yeah.
But I didn't care.
I mean, I've been with girls that have had C-sections. And I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
most of us with our clothes off, there's a lot to reveal.
You're like hiding a lot.
But you know what? A lot of times it's also dark too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think scars are.
I don't think scars are a big deal. I mean, if it is, then
it's
just
that's not
meant,
good.
Yeah, it's just not really meant to be. That's probably a really superficial person. Because I've had guys, like I had a guy who had like open heart surgery, and he had a massive scar.
Oh yeah.
And I have, my one guy, he's got a scar, and I don't mind it at all. Like I really don't. I don't see scars as an issue.
I have a scar from when I had a hernia, and it's it's a big scar right there in my groin area.
Yeah,
but no, it hasn't affected anything.
Now, not to I don't know if I should say this, but I did come across a guy at one point. He asked me if I had a bunch of plastic surgery. And fortunately for me, I don't look like I've had plastic surgery.
but you've gone under the knife a little bit.
Yeah. So, but he said his one thing that he didn't like is she had a Brazilian, she went through a lot. She had her entire face redone. She had, and her entire body was done, the Brazilian, the
BBL,
the breast augmentation, everything. And he did say that he was not attracted to that.
But was it the scars or was it that look of you don't look like a real person?
I think it was. I'm not sure because to me this person was pretty superficial, anyways. So I'm not sure, but I think who knows which one it was. But I think that it's a hit or miss. Yeah. But I think a lot of these guys are older. They probably have had wives that do have scars as well.
Yeah, I think older guys they've been,
they're mature.
They're mature. They understand things happen. They're not looking for a perfect person.
They know, they usually...
Because that doesn't exist.
You're an intelligent princess.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. Okay.
All right.
And then the next...
Thank you for that letter.
What was the last question that she had?
Oh,
the
discussing
PPM.
Yeah.
Okay. For 50? She's 50? Mm-hmm. Girl, if you have a great career, don't be afraid to ask what the rest of us are asking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what town she's in, but I would just fish. Be like, hey, what are what are other people asking, right? Because
it seems to be going anywhere between 300 and 600 plus.
For you?
On average, I don't know. I'm just throwing out averages. Just a lot of it depending. Is it just a dinner date? Is it a full evening? Are you expecting a sleepover? I mean, there's a lot of factors that go involved.
Okay. So mine's 5 to 1,000.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't do PPMs, so I don't really have to worry about that. But I mean, I work in a deal. I'm like, okay, listen,
let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal. I want to do long term. I want to, let's do a weekly allowance. And here's the deal. You can pay me this much for one time, which is fine, but that's not going to last very long. Or you can pay me this much for an entire week, month, whatever. And you can see me as often as you like. Which is the better deal? That's what I do, just because I don't want to, PPMs to me are just, I cannot stand it. If a man hands me cash, I am so disgusted with myself. I cannot
and here
stand it.
Here you've been a sugar baby for how many years?
I have no idea.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but I don't do that. So
now I want to know how you got into it. But I know that's not what this one show is about.
No,
but
it's okay.
Next time, maybe I'll just listen to some of the
episodes first.
I'm sure you've talked about it.
Oh yeah, we talked about it on episode 1, I think.
Yeah. So basically, real quick, I was super successful in my previous career, and I was tired of dating losers. Wanted to date a successful guy. That's how I got into it.
Got it.
She just wanted to date up.
Yep, cool. Date up, and I didn't ask for anything, and they just would.
And then you were like, wait,
no, my career tanked. I was forced to.
She was making 6 figures a year,
and I was making a lot of money, and then and everything just was taken away overnight, and I had to start all over. Moved here. I'm now a broke ass college student.
Shit happens.
So life happens. So here we go. So it just things change. It changes for everyone.
Yeah.
Girl, what I can say, I would fish around, ask the guys that you are talking to and are interested, ask what they've paid for in the past. That's a great way to do it. And then find find that number that works for you that does not make you feel guilty about anything, right? Like that's the key, I think, to being successful is you have to enjoy this. And to enjoy this, do not feel, you don't want to feel used, you don't want to feel abused, you don't want to feel neglected, but find something that works for you, right? So for me, I know what I'm quote unquote worth, and I will not accept anything under.
Yeah, I feel like she should just ask for whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And if you get told no, you're going to get told no a lot. We all get told no a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So, but don't sleep with anyone just because they throw out a high number. Don't do that either. I do not recommend that because you will feel so guilty.
Yeah, and then that will diminish from your self-worth.
Exactly. And then you're going to go, the next time you're going to go for a lower number and you're going to be like, fuck. And then it's just like,
it's this whole thing. And then you go down to the, and then it's hard to work your way back up again.
Exactly.
Inside and out.
Exactly. Yes. Okay.
All right, moving on. I've got another letter from Alan. It says, Marcus, enjoy the podcast. I've listened to almost all of them so far. Yeah, I find that when somebody finds it, they'll just binge listen. I love it. Yeah, it's great for our numbers. Keep listening, guys.
Yeah.
Wanted to share my story. I'm a sugar daddy. Found my first one about 6 months ago. Went well. Super young, super sexy, very easy to get along with, educated. Went well until what I feel like she was in a power position, or so I gathered. I'm 64. She was 23. One day she turns to me and says, just be grateful for me. And that rubbed me the wrong way. So I told her, maybe I'm not cut out for this. I just don't understand the concept, and cut it off. We had great sex, dinners, hanging out, but I need the feedback that she is grateful too. I guess I'm looking for a 50-50 deal. She was okay with her allowance, etc. Just seemed like I was not as appreciated to her as her to me. I get that a lot. Like, I want to feel appreciated also, yeah. I don't want it to be one-sided.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If a girl, if anyone tells me, what did she say?
Just be grateful for me.
Yeah, just be grateful for me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'd be like, bye, this conversation is over. I don't want to talk to you ever again. Because
it basically gives off like the fact that she's doing you a favor.
Yeah.
That's what and that's not how anybody wants to feel.
And she put herself in
gross.
the power position too. There.
Yeah.
Because the one who is in power is the one who cares the least. The one who cares the least in a relationship has the power.
Don't give him bad ideas, though.
No, but it's a true statement. It's a fact. It's not absolutely.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I disagree.
I know. I was looking.
I guarantee you,
we're looking
our
for
friend from the Great Love Debate, Brian Howie, can corroborate what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That the one who cares the least is in control.
I disagree.
And welcome Brian Howie to the mic.
Just parachuted in for this question.
There you go.
It's terrible that this is my expertise. The question is exactly what?
Is the one who cares the least in control of the relationship? 100% correct.
Yeah. I think that's there's some nuance to that, but it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That being said, I want to care a little less.
Wait, I missed the first part of your
Why?
answer.
I want to care a little less than they do. Mm-hmm. That suits me. I want to. It helps me not get lazy. It helps me be better. It helps me try harder. I think that's a good. And it shouldn't be 90-10, but if it's like a little bit less,
like 55-45.
yeah, and that's natural, and that can flip
Right.
over time.
Yeah.
That's certainly not an abnormal thing, and I'm not sure it's an unhealthy thing. Yeah. You just want to keep it as close as possible.
Maybe that's where I've gone wrong then. I care too much. I need to quit caring, you guys.
Oh, no, you don't.
No,
caring is a good thing.
Caring is a good thing, but you can't care to a point where you're going to cater to their every desire and need because...
Yeah, and I'm super giving.
When we found you wandering the streets a year ago,
on.
you're like, I don't care about anything. And I'm like, you'll be back. You'll be back on the dark side with the rest of us with feelings and emotions and caring. Yeah. That is human nature. Yeah. We block things out because we've been hurt or because we don't understand things or we don't want to deal with it or whatever.
Yeah.
But at our core, other than a very, very small percentage of people who completely lack empathy or feeling or emotion, we're wired to care.
Yeah.
You guys just took off after a dog. We looked at it like they would never do that for us.
Yes, we would.
For a couple of dudes lost to the street, we're wandering around the streets or whatever. But
they're wandering the streets.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of women look at that way. If a guy's single but he has a dog, she's like, he's capable, cares about something.
Yeah.
He might care about me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right now, that's what I'm hunting for. Like, if you have a dog, then you're on my.
So on to another
Okay, keep going.
relationship fact. It's scientifically proven that women are attracted to men whose feelings are unclear.
What?
It's scientifically proven that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear.
Yeah, that's the whole bullshit with like, that's just ego stuff. That's not. But yeah, I
Keep
agree
going
that
with
most.
I want you to finish that thought.
Okay, I know. I didn't really know like where that thought was going, but
Oh, okay.
no, it's.
I hear an example.
No,
coming.
it's when when you're not sure. It makes you feel. It's like the chase thing.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's cat and mouse.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's basically just like the woman is constantly just seeking that approval and
Yeah.
acceptance from that
Yeah.
guess not
'Cause she
giving
doesn't-
it to her, but then he's staying around
Yeah,
for
she
some
doesn't know
because
where he
he's
stands.
messed up too.
Yeah.
And then so
It's true. It's very true. Yeah.
All right, so on
Yeah.
with this.
Okay.
So he says, okay, on to the next. She's 25. And I realized that just the 2-year difference was a world of difference in maturity. You know what, though? That could be anything. Like, I've dated 35-year-olds that were acted like 21-year-olds. They didn't have the maturity level. So I think it's
Right.
just it's a case-by-case basis. But in this case, the 2 years did make a big difference. We have great sex life. She's a pay-per visit, and I call her when I want her. She has no drama and sort of goes with the flow. I feel like it's an equal partnership, although I'm aware she's probably got a few sugar daddies. She also has an OnlyFans, which I've never subscribed. I just like to keep the one-on-one with her, not knowing all her details with other sugar daddies or whatever. She's college educated, having fun, sort of party girl, but no drama. So I'm still seeing her 1 to 3 times per month, which is fine. I also met with another 23-year-old, like some in their 20s. Yeah, they look good. Who was very nice. First meeting dinner at her choice nice restaurant, which I probably would have picked. However, after dinner, we went for a nightcap, and she was ordering tequila shots that I had no idea the brand or cost. At the end of the evening, I got a bar bill for over $600.
Jeez. Yikes.
I took her to dinner, bought her shots, came to my place, and she passed out on the sofa.
So I feel like we've heard this story before. What is one thing that maybe men could take away from this story? Again, I don't know. If a girl starts going shot crazy on you on a first date, run?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Man, I'm just going to spell it out for you. R-U-N. R-U-N-N-O-F-T.
He says,
That's off of a movie.
He goes, I sort of had red flag feelings after the $600 shots, but what the heck? I let her sleep, no sex. Paid her for the meeting, and out of the night, I'm out about $1,000. I can afford and wanted to see her again, treated it as a one-off.
why? Why did he want to see her again?
Yeah.
He just treated it as a one-off, he says. The next time I see her, set up an allowance or a paper meet, whatever. I see her at her place next time. Here are the other red flags. Immediately tells me how far behind she is on her bills, struggling, but wanted the pair of $1,200 Tom Ford shoes. I did not buy them, but thought, what about your daily expense help? What kind of budget do you have? Income? Other sugar daddies to help? We didn't have that deep discussion since the second time she asked for help with all her rent, which was $1,000. A gun for her protection was $400.
What? A gun?
Oh my
Dear
God.
Lord.
Her makeup at
chick
Sephora,
is
her
scary.
car repairs, her washer dryer replacement, and any other bill she could come up with. Once she texted me for $100 to order a pay-per-view UFC fight she was watching with her quote-unquote brother. Did not pay for these, but gave her $300 for her time. Still no sex. Third date, we finally had sex, but constantly asked me for money for this, money for that. I gave her $500 for the sex. It was wonderful, and left. She apparently has 2 other sugar daddies, which I have no clue on their arrangements. She's always late, always asking me for money for this, money for that. I finally broke it off with her because the red flags were just too much, and we never did come up with a monthly allowance or PPM. My question is to you, what is the best, easiest way to negotiate an allowance? What do you say if your sugar baby keeps coming at you with money requests above the comfort level? And then he just kind of goes on. So, yeah.
So I would say for that would be, I think he did it. I think this guy actually did it right. I think that you should discuss, definitely discuss like what their financial needs are, but figure out, like, obviously he could see that if she's asking for like Tom Ford shoes, you know what I mean? Like, that's not
her
a thing.
priorities aren't straight, that's for sure.
So, I mean, like, for you, right? Like, I've had to ask him for help with like my tuition and my books, you know. Now it wasn't that much. It was like just a couple hundred, you know, whatever here and there. But I would say, like, yeah, figure out what she's doing with her life. Obviously, he learned from that.
Yeah, I would this one's already got so many red flags. Yeah, for
sure, so many. Like, figure out, he did it right by asking and trying to figure out like what her expenses were. I struggle with that a lot because it is a lot. Like, I live on my own. Granted, I do have help. I am dating another person, and so that makes it, definitely helps a lot. But I mean, I still have school. Like, I'm trying to keep my school debt like to a minimum, right? I really don't want to go.
That's smart.
I don't want to graduate with a ton of debt. So that's where mine goes. I would say if a girl says her, I don't know, would you say if her expenses are probably $3,000, I'd be giving her maybe $4,000. That's what I would do if I was a guy, like, in that situation. When I was taking care of the girls at the Playhouse, I would ask them what their expenses were. And a lot of them, it came anywhere between, the deal was they got to live in a house.
Mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, what she's referring to is she managed a group of sugar babies for one guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
yeah, it was crazy.
So I would ask them, like, I would go through all this vetting process. So I'd ask them what their monthly expenses were, what their goals were. They had to come to me, like, if they were not pursuing something beyond this sugar baby lifestyle, then I would not allow them into the house. They were allowed to come over and play, but they were not allowed to stay. So the deal was they had a place to live. Usually they came in at like anywhere between $1,500 to like $2,000, I think, a month for what their actual expenses were. And I would give them anywhere between $3,000 to $4,000. And I would always try to stay like at least $1,000 above. Because my idea is I want them to not just get by. I want them to succeed. So, but not only were they doing that, they had to actually work. Like,
You're a good sugar mama.
Yeah. So I was actually putting them to work, and I was like, okay, like, what do you want to do? Let's find, like, and it wasn't just me. Like, he actually was a big part of that, right? So anything that they wanted, like anything to help them with their career, he was like, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we'd put them like through training classes. We'd put them through, like, one girl, she wanted to go for cosmetology, so we helped put her through school. Another girl wanted to actually be a voice recorder. Like,
cool, a voiceover.
Well, yeah, voiceover. And so we, like, worked on trying to get her into that. And so that's what I would say. Sorry. So I would say just, you know, I would say about $1,000 over what their actual living expenses are. If you're wanting to truly take care of them, I would say about $1,000 over. That way they can save and they have a little bit of, like, play money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was an interesting episode.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. We were kind of all over the place.
My bad.
It's okay.
We got into a lot of good subjects. Thank you, Amy, for giving us your insight.
I just start chatting. I just start going.
Thank you, Sabrina, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We had a little cameo from the great Brian Howie the Great Love Debate, Brian Howie.
The Great Love to Brian.
The Great Love to Brian. Listen to his show, The Great Love Debate. He's got a lot of great things on there, and we appreciate his insight. Hey, follow us on Instagram. Like I said, you can message me directly from there. I get it very quickly. And if you want to be a guest on the show, go to our website, secretsofasugardaddy.com, and give us your feedback, and maybe we'll read your letter next. Until next episode, bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.